it going? Let's see here. I don't believe I read you guys this flavor text, or if I did, I'm going to reread it because it's been weeks. The woods part to reveal an expansive clearing, a small grass-covered hill with low houses built into its sides. Fog obscures the details, but you can see that these buildings feature elegantly carved woodwork and have decorative lanterns hanging from their sculpted eaves. Atop the hill, above the fog, is a ring of barrel-topped wagons that surround a large tent with a column of smoke pouring out through a hole in the top. The tent is brightly lit from within. Even at this distance, you can smell the odor of wines and horses that emanate from this central area. So there you go. That's the scene set for you.
Well, if no one's gonna stop me, I guess we're just gonna move, I guess, closer.
All right.
Drop off the package that we need to drop off and see what happens from there.
As you guys approach this individual here,
I'm going up the
appears to be
path,
guarding this building. He sees you approach, and he hails you. What brings you to this area?
Well, we oh god, this is just like such a silly little story, but we found someone who claims that they live here and we were just escorting them back home. And then I don't know if, oh god, I forgot her name, but her token says Arabelle. So if Arabelle's nearby, I'll kind of like gesture towards her.
It looks for a moment like his eyes kind of light up.
We caught
Okay.
a pallid-looking man attempting to drown her.
You see his expression kind of go to shock, horror, things like that. Oh, that's no good. The center tent there. I said, we've been looking for her. As she has regained a little bit of her composure, she's still very emaciated, very very weak, but she's trying to at least appear strong as she starts walking up the path, almost ignoring the individual there. He's like, you have our thanks, I'm sure. You go up to the tent. I'm sure that your efforts will be rewarded. This individual tried to drown her, you say?
Put her in a sack and then tried to sink it.
I'm sure that we'll deal justice out to him soon enough.
He is dead.
He kind of eyes you for a moment. Fair enough. Happens often out here. Death isn't always the end, though. As he lets it hang in the air. Arabelle is slowly making her way up the hill.
I have a very important question.
Mm-hmm.
Is this grass, has it like rained recently, if it's like muddy or not? Or is it just like solid ground?
For the most part, the ground's pretty solid.
Cool, so my heels are not sinking into the grass.
You're rolling at disadvantage in your heels.
Literally.
Oh, you know what? I can appreciate somebody handicapping themselves just for the character.
Interesting choice of footwear.
Oh, why, thank you. You know, you just always have, you never know when you're gonna need to look glamorous or just look beautiful. So you just always have to be prepared.
You never know when you're gonna need to get in a fight either. That's
Have you
why
ever been kicked with a stiletto?
see me take this armor off.
Oh, okay. We were just okay. Never mind. I did not say a damn thing.
Your charge is making her way up the hill. Still within eyesight of you guys. And she starts calling, Papa, Papa, I'm here. You can hear the horses. They're making general horse noises. Insert horse noises here. It's quite the sound. For the most part, they're calm, but you don't hear really anything coming from the tent at the moment. You guys follow up. She's making her way, going around these wagons, paying little attention to them. And in a very skilled manner, you see her weaving in between the horses. They don't really move to make room, but you get the idea that she's no stranger to maneuvering around the horses, seeing how they react, and making her way through spaces that yourselves may not be able to easily see. Once she gets up to the front of this tent, you hear quite the commotion suddenly from inside the tent.
I'm going to circle around into a less horsey area.
That's horsey area. That's fair. Okay. So, as you guys come up to this area with the wagons, I'll read you this one. Piled outside the wagons are several empty casks of wine. From inside the tent comes the crack of a whip, followed by the howls of a young man. 3 sputtering campfires fill the tent with smoke. Through the haze, you see 6 Vistani passed out in various places on the dead grass. So there you go. A barely conscious and shirtless teenager hugs the central tent pole. His wrist bound with rope and his back streaked with blood. An older, larger man in studded leather armor lashes the young man with a horsewhip, causing him to scream again. Standing in the bigger man's shadows, a third man, also clad in studded leather. Easy, brother, says the whip-wielding brute. I think Alexia has learned his lesson. As she approaches, suddenly they turn, see her. Bullwhip still in hand, race over to Arabelle at the front of this tent. They quickly pick her up, start hugging her, asking her how she is. You can barely hear the one that was being whipped inside. He seems to be exhausted. What's going on? Suddenly, the two that have picked up the girl, hugging her, giving her all kinds of attention, they notice she was standing outside the tent. Their joy and happiness quickly shifts to one of unease and mistrust. Finally, one approaches you, steps a little bit out, kind of putting himself between you and her. I can only assume that you're responsible for this, as he points back to Abigail, or to, I can't even say her name properly, to Arabelle, sorry.
Well, we're responsible for bringing her back, but we were not responsible for her being missing in the first place. I just want to make that very clear.
Kind of stares at you for a moment. Put the right one forward here. Oh, if I can get him now. He looks and goes, so you're not responsible, but you brought her back to me. Stares. He looks at her for acknowledgement. She gives him a very enthusiastic nod. Where were you off to, little one? She tells the tale of playing out on the hillside when suddenly she was grabbed, thrown in a sack, unsure of what had happened. She regales of spending hours, days alone, hearing this man mutter to himself as she grew hungry. She tells of being thrown into the lake, of her time being up, when she was rescued at the last moment. He looks to you for a moment. His solemn expression suddenly shifting to one of great joy and excitement. Ah, so it seems that I owe you, all of you, for my daughter's life. Please, come in. As she steps inside the tent, he steps back and beckons you in.
Oh.
Inside this tent, you see many sleeping Vistani. You see a young man tied up that had been being whipped, being beaten. You see a little withered old lady sitting at a small makeshift table at the far end of the tent. She has her eyes on the party, but doesn't really do anything. Sorry, I'm watching our resident rogue Baxter go and explore everything.
I'm trying to figure out where everybody is.
Oh my god.
Gotcha. There you go.
I was just like, wait, there's a lot of black on my screen. I can't see shit. So I was
Sorry
trying to
about that.
look for the tokens.
You good, Baxter? I was like, wait, are you sneaking around? All right. So, inside, despite the sudden joy, and everything, there's many Vistani that are just passed out. 6 of them, to be precise. So you hear the one that is secured, trying to get a view. It's like, is that her? Has she returned? You hear the one with the bullet. Quiet, you. The one that was being whipped starts to let out sobs of relief. I'm so glad. I'm so sorry. The 2 that were punching him, they step back like, please come in. Do you need food? Drink? Any of the like? Because what is ours is yours, my friends.
I mean, I'm doing okay. Thank you for the offer, then.
What time of day is it?
It's probably early afternoon. I don't remember
Okay.
what I established last time, so we're gonna say like early afternoon.
Okay.
So you guys come here after the incident with the fisherman.
I mean, it makes sense. I think we left morning-ish last time.
Yeah, makes sense.
If that wasn't it, it's canon now.
I was more so thinking if it's nighttime, hey, free camp. But it's not nighttime. It's not bedtime yet.
He has not say if I can talk. The girl's father has his compatriot pull up a barrel of wine, pops the cork open, begins to fill up cups, starts passing them around to you. Whether you take them or not, he doesn't care. He hands them off to you. Like, tell me, my new friends, to who do I owe the honor of returning my daughter? Don't be shy, my friends. I am Luvash. So I believe you met my daughter.
Oh God, am I gonna have to introduce everybody?
I can introduce myself. That's fine.
I kind
I
of
don't
just
know who's gonna go
tip
first.
the brim of my hat downward.
Wow, y'all are really not a lot of talkers, huh? Well, I'm Serena. That over there is Lyra.
Hello.
I know. Well. Oh God, who am I? Oh God, I really do have to introduce everybody because no one's talking. We're all just
Okay, I
sitting.
thought I was gonna.
I
So,
know, besides you, and I just introduced you because I'm stupid.
Oh, got you.
Well, with these partial introductions, I was like, welcome. That's my brother Erigal here. He's a little more gruff than I am. Please excuse him. As brother gives you all a nod. Welcome. This one here is he kicks dirt towards the one that is bound. Like this one here, Alexi. Like he was supposed to be watching my daughter. But as you can tell, what brings you here, he did not do a very good job of such. The man lets out apology after apology. Sobbing, relief, pain, a mixture of the two. He looks at your party, at the somewhat mixed group. Such an unusual party you have. What brings you to this beautiful land of Petrovia?
And now I'm gonna get really quiet. I'm just gonna shift back a little.
Like
you'd have to ask them. I'm
say-
just here to help them out
A portent of ill,
with
I'm afraid.
whatever it is they're doing.
Do not
Could
worry. Okay.
I was gonna say, could I roll like a like? Should I do an investigation just in case I know, so I know like should we trust him to like say what we're doing, or should I just say more than lie and roll a Go
So
ahead.
if you want to do an insight check, you can.
Okay, insight, that's what it is. Thank you.
Yep.
Never mind. God damn it. Or maybe that's. Oh, no, never mind.
Yeah.
I thought I
17.
got a 4.
No, you're good. So 17 on the first die that rolled. So that's what I'm going with. So you get a strong feeling that he is genuinely happy that his daughter has been returned. You do get some weird vibes about him, though, with some of his questioning suddenly.
Alright. So. what I'm gonna do, if that's fine, I'm gonna roll a persuasion. I'm gonna lie and say we're like, oh no. I
Go
don't know what I'm
ahead.
gonna say though. Hmm?
I say go ahead and roll if you would like to. I mean, if you
Okay.
want to roll, if you've got an idea of something you want to say, by all means. But if you just want to roll to see if you can, okay, 16,
Mhm.
pretty good. Ah. So you spin some yarn about just wandering around and walking through the fog, ending up in Barovia, not really having much of a reason for being here, which isn't necessarily a lie.
Mhm.
You guys ended up in Barovia hunting wolves, so you spin a little bit of truth into this tale. And he looks at you like, worry not. All that wander are not lost. Well, and fate has brought you to us. They are drinking heavily of the wine. And in the back of the tent, you hear a cackle almost from the little old lady. Indeed. Everyone is where they need to be.
Can I perhaps roll, I'm not quite sure what the roll is going to be, but I would like to inspect the wine for anything untoward.
Yeah, you can give. Well, let's see. You could give an investigation if you want. That would probably be your best one to go for.
Open that.
Mhm.
Straight investigation?
Yeah, just give me a straight investigation roll, please.
Oh.
Ooh!
Oh.
Well,
A natural one.
yeah, this wine looks entirely safe to you. So the brothers themselves, they are drinking of this wine as well.
So I'm just going to sip it as if nothing is wrong.
Okay. Yeah, there's nothing that you detect as you're sipping it. The room doesn't start spinning. It may not be the best wine that you've ever had, but it doesn't taste like it's poisoned or anything of the like. They see you drinking and they raise their own glasses. Like, yes, it is a time to celebrate. The little old lady in the back, she stands but doesn't really seem to gain much height. She's rather short, hunched over. Like, you must excuse these two. Their manners seem to have slipped. Like, well, make sure that I've got her name properly correct here. Like, I am Madame Eva. Yes, and I said, you have been brought exactly where you need to be. She gestures back to the little makeshift table that she has. Like, would you like a reading? You see a tarot deck sitting on this table.
Serena's eyes go very wide. And if no one goes first, she will make a beeline.
I'll do it.
Go for it.
I was like, oh, I'm standing on top of somebody over here. God, I can't see.
Hey.
I gotta zoom in even more. I was at like 40%.
So she beckons you around. She sees back. She's like, yes, come to me. Come to me, my young friend. Let's see here.
I was gonna say, why are all these tokens? I guess it's lighting, like orange. I could barely see them.
Yeah, that's the lighting.
There's a lot of light in this tent. There's 3 campfires going on, so they wanted to make sure that you can really not see anything by being able to see everything.
Gotcha.
She looks to you. She's like, Baxter. Mind you, you have not mentioned your name to her. Like, you journeyed very far, seen many things. You've gone through lands that most believe don't even exist. It shaped you to be the one that you are today. She shifts her eyes. She looks over to Sirsha. Mostly because that's the one whose information I have up. She's like, Sirsha. As you are one that has traveled far away from your own home. Seems that many misjudge you. Yes, but you don't let that dissuade you from doing what you must. Her gaze, once again, shifts over to Leandra. Leandra Hexsteel eyes you for a moment. And
Yes.
you are a strong warrior. But many paths pull you. And you've given ways that some would not take. That makes you much stronger than you could have been alone. Her eyes shift over to Lyra.
Yes.
Sweet Lyra. Like you, so in tune with all that you see. Always at home. But in this land, I'm sure that you felt distant. Almost alien sometimes. And
Not really. I've been enjoying this adventure.
you're not, child. All will become clear in time. Her eyes shift over to Serena.
Oh no.
You see a slight smile form on her face for a moment and then disappears. Serena. As you have faced many difficult decisions, and will face many more to come. But worry not. I'm sure whichever way you go will be the correct way. Oh. A reading. It's fortunate. 5 of you stand before me. 5 cards will draw. They will guide you. Hopefully help you in these trying times. I gotta make sure that I don't have this all screwy. Wherever it is, since this is all changed on me. But that is entirely fine. I just gotta find the tarot. There we go. Beautiful. As you approach your table, she takes her deck in her bony fingers, very nimble. she begins shuffling the deck. Then she hands it out to Baxter, since he was the first to approach. Be a dear. Give it a shuffle.
Just move them around. What do you want me to, how do you want me to shuffle 5 stacks?
No, just Baxter, if he's going to shuffle it, he can shuffle it.
Sure.
What was that?
Sure. He'll shuffle.
Sure. Okay. I thought you said 4. So, no, perfect. So, give it your shuffle. Takes it back. Hold their hands on the deck for a moment. Wonderful. Hold it out to Saoirse. Would you please add your own to it?
I take from. Oh, shoot. How do I.
Oh.
From the 7 deck.
Oh. Oh, where did that go? Yeah, just you don't need to do anything to interact with the card yourself. She's just handing them out for you guys, or handing you the deck so that you can shuffle it, so that your energy can be a part of it.
Oops.
You're all right. I'm gonna check one thing. I'm gonna put you guys on this, and I'm gonna check something here real quick. So, do you shuffle the deck? Or do you allow it to be?
I shuffle as well.
Perfect. So, you shuffle the deck. She gives you a smile. Oh, beautiful. She looks up expectantly. Who will be the next? She holds the deck up. Would anyone else?
I walk up to it, I guess. I grab the deck and I ask, so you like about to read our future or something like that?
Future, past,
I
present.
shuffle it.
All that was, all that is, all that will be. I don't do it. The cards do.
Past,
Sorry, what was that?
past, you say.
Indeed. Cards tell me many things.
Oh. Alright. I hand the deck back.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, my friend.
And Landra seems a little bit more nervous after that.
Right? Holds the deck up. Would anybody else like to add just a little part of themselves to this?
I take the head. So Lyra walks up to the table and.
Mhm.
Do you want me to grab a card or just.
No, just she's going to deal them out. Just for disclosure for all of you, I have already dealt this out. That way I have an idea. It was random, but I wanted to make sure I knew what was going to be here, so I could at least have some stuff prepared for you.
Okay.
So, you take the deck and shuffle it yourself?
Mhm.
Takes it back. Looks expectantly to the last of you. And yourself?
She's gonna reluctantly shuffle it. But she's still gonna do it.
Perfect. She takes it back, the deck back from you. Thank you all. Cards are so much more accurate when all are able to interact. When everyone is a willing participant. There's a deck. There we go. She closes her eyes for a moment. She holds her hand on the deck of cards. Starts almost nodding and kind of mumbling to herself in agreement. As she flips over the first card. She looks to it. And, the guild member. Gives a little bit of a smile. I see a dark room full of bottles. It is the tomb of a guild member. He just looks for a moment. Like so. This card tells of history. Knowledge of the ancient will help you better understand your enemy. So the guild member can help you. Puts her hands on the deck once again. So, this card tells of a powerful force of good and protection. A holy symbol of great hope. Card over. She looks for a moment at it. Look for a wealthy woman. A staunch ally of the devil. She keeps her treasure under lock and key with the bones of an ancient enemy. She looks to you all for a moment. I'm sure you'll not find anyone like that. She gives a little chuckle. She takes the third card, places it face down on the table. This is a card of power and strength. It tells of a weapon of vengeance. A sword of sunlight. And she flips over the card. She gives a little smile. I see a faceless god. He awaits you at the end of a long and winding road, deep in the mountains. He quickly draws the fourth card, flips it face up. This card sheds light on one who will help you greatly in the battle against darkness. Where's this one? Where are you at? Where are you at? I had you marked, but I can't find you. Find the leader of the feathered ones who live amongst the vines. Though old, he has one more fight left in him. And finally, places her hand on the deck as she looks to each of you. Irsha, Leandra, Serena, and she looks down. Baxter. Like the road not an easy one. But any path worth taking will not be gentle. Places her hand on the card, draws it, begins to place it on the table, and stops. And as your enemy is a creature of darkness, whose power are beyond mortality, this card will lead you to him. As she flips over the fifth and final card, she looks to it for a moment, gives a slight smile. A horseman. I see a dead man of noble birth, guarded by his widow. Return life to the dead man's corpse, and he will be your staunch ally. She spreads her hands over the table. Like so. The cards can guide you, but it is up to you to do what you must. As friends and allies alike, friends, enemies, and allies are closer than you think. The two brothers have been watching this with great interest themselves. One quickly comes up and slaps his hand on Lyra's shoulder. Like, pay her no mind. She's old, senile. So, entertaining nonetheless, though. As he gives a little stare to her. She does not back down. You almost hear a silent exchange between the two. As finally he turns. Like, his brother begins laughing at this loss of silent exchange. Far be it from me to deprive her of her fun. But for all of you, I do owe you quite the debt for the return of my daughter. Please. Please let me help you as best I can. These are rough lands. And we happen to be quite well versed in this land. We are actually the chosen ones. Because I do have it on my persons. He reaches into a small pouch and pulls out a small potion. Says, these potions are quite valuable. They help you traverse through this land. Where am I at here? He looks to you for a moment. Who am I kidding? These potions. They will do you no good. You need no safe passage. but I do owe you for my daughter. Please, follow me. As he begins walking out of the tent. What am I at here? He steps out of the tent. See him once again walk past these horses, paying no mind. As he goes to this wagon. Where is it? So he stops at this wagon. There are 2 iron padlocks securing the door of this barrel-topped wagon. You see him reaching into a pouch as he pulls out a key and undoes one of the padlocks. His brother, Alexei, walks out behind him. And he looks and he's like, "Brother, surely not." Of course. They've done so much for me and mine. We owe them. You almost get a feel that these 2 are used to putting on a show. And he goes, "All right. I agree with you, brother. They should be rewarded." As he reaches in to his own pocket, his own pouch, produces another similar key, and removes the second padlock. Slowly, they open the door. And inside, you do see a few chests, a jewelry box, a throne, a rolled up rug, and a small wooden box. He looks to you, says, "Before returning my daughter, please select one of these items as a thank you." So inside, there is a wooden chest. When you try to lift it, it seems quite heavy. Next to it, there is an iron chest. It's also heavy, but doesn't feel quite as heavy. There is the small onyx jewelry box with gold filigree on it. It's small and doesn't appear to weigh too much. The wooden throne seems quite fancy with gold inlay, decorative stones all around it. The rolled up rug appears to be about 10 foot long. And then a small, plain wooden box sealed with a couple nails. He goes, "You're free to choose any of these that you wish as a thank you. It is a small token for returning my daughter to me."
So I have a really quick question. Is there
Of
like
course.
one of those where we each get like one item, or it's like us as a group get one item?
Well, collectively, I would like to give you one item. If it were up to me, I would give you everything in this wagon. But
Well, why don't you?
sadly, these are all of our worldly possessions.
You know, that's fair.
But please, select any of these items that you wish. And I think I've gone through about 3 different accents for him. So, in the last 10 minutes.
Would it be
What's in the boxes?
Riches, my friend. Because there's treasures to be had.
So, quick question: would it
Mhm.
be permissible to roll Arcana if there's like any shenaniganery regarding the weave around these objects?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm not sure I'm supposed to roll with advantage.
It loves to do that just, randomly. But no, that'll work. Um, so as you focus on these items, you don't really get much of a feel of anything unusual. These pretty much seem to be mundane items. Like my friends, I know that the choices are many. And I know it's not an easy one. But I can assure you, each of these are well worth their own. There is no wrong choice. But then he does look down to the small wooden crate. He produces a small little pry bar. As he pops it open, and inside you see more of those potions that he had. Of course, you are free to choose this if you wish, but as I said, it will do you little good.
What do the potions actually do? You just said they help us traverse?
Ah, yes. They helped the weak-willed make it through the fog. I'm
Just
sure you've
like
noticed.
endurance or something.
Yes, it helps steel the mind. But travelers such as yourself have little use for these. If you want to give me an insight check, you may.
Alright.
Like, these potions, they help strengthen the mind. Mm-hmm.
I rolled a 6 insight
Mhm.
plus 4, so a 10.
Right. So, you get the idea that he's telling you the truth, that these potions won't do much for you. He seems to be sincere in that matter. He kind of goes on, he's like, you see, many that travel through these lands are not like ourselves. They're scared of every broken twig, every shadow cast. This helps fortify their mind, so they do not wet themselves around every corner. But you, traveled as you are, certainly one capable of returning my daughter to me, fears nothing out here. As he takes and puts the lid back on the potion box. He's like, I believe those would be better suited. Myself helping those that need them. Gives a little chuckle. His brother behind him has a smile on his face.
I turn to the rest of the party and say, I think I gravitate towards the jewelry box. Not always is it the largest box that contains what we need.
You know, I was actually thinking about the jewelry box as well. But I'm okay with what everyone else wants to get.
What say the present company?
All I can remember is the wooden box, the jewelry box, and the rug. So I'm good with the jewelry box as well.
Yeah, so there's a wooden chest, an iron chest. The wooden chest is the heaviest, the iron box. The iron chest was the next one, as far as weight goes on those. Jewelry box is rather small and ornate. There's a wooden throne with gold inlay and decorative stones, and then a rolled up rug that's 10 foot long.
And that wooden box is
Is
the
there
one you
anything
could
special about that rug?
There doesn't appear to be much. It does have some nice frills on it, and to the touch, if you unroll it even slightly, it seems to be very high quality.
Okay, when you said rolled up rug, for some reason in my mind I inserted like old rug or something. So I was like, what's with this like old rug that makes it worth the same as the other things?
Yeah, no,
I feel like
it does seem to be
know.
very, very fine, very, very well made, handmade, you know, and with lots of love. And if you unroll it a little bit, you see that it appears to have an exquisite unicorn pattern on it. Motif is the words they use.
I just kind of turned to Serena. I'm like, I feel like you'd be the one who'd know about expensive things like this. Which do you think is the most worth our while?
My guess would be either the jewelry box for sure, and then maybe the rug, maybe.
also remember whatever we take, we gotta carry. So
Right. I mean, we also have like a wagon, and I know we have elegance that can carry stuff.
Yeah, this camp isn't too far from where you have your horses stabled.
Oh, we just didn't bring our horses. All right. I was
I mean,
gonna ask.
unless you did go through town and grab your horses, that's also a possibility.
You know what? I didn't say that I went back to get. Actually, elegance is at the inn.
Yes.
So 50-50 on if we brought our horses or not. Well, no, I think we were going up to the lake, so we were just walking up there. Whatever.
How about this, since we seem to be the undecided lot? How about we stand in a circle and have my staff fall, whichever direction it falls into, the one who stands at its head will get to choose the item.
Is it gonna mess up my hair?
As long as you don't put your head under it.
Okay. That sounds like a good idea.
So gather round all.
sorry, wasn't laughing, was coughing and choking and dying.
Oh, I love that for you.
If you die, we're going to continue to play your character in a silly fashion.
That's fine.
Now, because I don't have an actual physical object, do we have like a spinny wheel thing?
There's always wheelofchoice.com.
There is wheelofchoice.com. I was thinking that, or I was going to assign a number to each of you, and you could roll, a d5.
I feel like the wheel is a little more in line with what's going on here.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to
Moving
hold the
just
staff
for symmetry.
and then let go and letting it fall where it may.
Alright, while you do that, I'm gonna go get some water real quick. I'll be right back.
There's only 5 of us, right?
Only
Yeah.
5.
Okay. Do I made the wheel thing. Do y'all like want me to share it, or do you just want me to spin it and tell you who
You
it
beat
landed
me to
on?
it.
Wait, were 3 of y'all making this a wheel at the same time?
I thought that was a DM thing.
Oh,
So
okay.
if it's already been made, I'm gonna go ahead and let somebody else in.
I
Since
mean,
Baxter has it.
Roll it.
someone said to make it, and then there was silence, so I was just like,
Yeah.
whatever.
I
Alright,
knew it
1,
was not
2,
my job,
4,
so.
Yeah.
5 of us. It is spinning. It lands on Saoirse.
Interesting.
What is your passive perception?
My passive perception
Ooh.
is. Let me pull up the sheet again.
Looks like a 15.
Yep, 15.
Goddamn.
So, and that's perfect. 'Cause directly across from you, you see Arabelle. She's kind of peeking, like kind of by one of the wagons, and she's like trying to get your attention.
Can I try and make like a subtle gesture to kind of get across? I'll be there in a minute.
You can.
I don't know if that's a roll or what have you.
No, you can just do it. She's, you put up the one finger or whatever to.
And so I will walk over to our friend over here and say, "Fate has decided. I shall pick." And I pick the jewelry box.
He goes in, takes the jewelry box out, hands it over to you. This ornate jewelry box that has a gold filigree. You guys can add this. Well, I guess one of you can add it to your inventory. This box itself is worth 250 gold. When you open it up, you see 6 pieces of jewelry worth 50 gold apiece. And there is a small potion in an unlabeled crystal vial.
Yoink.
It's worth 100 gold.
Oh. I'm more curious about what it does.
So 6 pieces of jewelry worth 50 each.
Yes.
And a potion in a crystal vial.
Yep.
Worth how much again?
100.
Yep, I'll just have that noted for later.
And wasn't there something else before you started listing the jewelry and the potion?
The box was worth 250?
Yeah. The jewelry box itself is worth 250.
Seems a bit sentimental. Perhaps we should hang on to it. Anyways,
Alright,
I
I'm back.
quickly
What
turn on
am I?
my heel and park myself right by the rear of the thingy.
Comes over and looks. And you see her kind of look when she's looking like at the jewelry box that you put away. She's like very pretty. She kind of looks from it. She's like, be careful with the crystal.
I understand, child. And I give her like a reassuring pat on the head.
She looks up to you for a moment, and then you see you're like kind of hesitant. Then she gives you a quick hug.
Okay.
Thank you. And she lets go, and she suddenly seems very bashful. Almost as if the weight of what has been happening to her has finally really sunk in. Definitely not a character in D&D having PTSD.
PTSD? In my D&D campaign? Perish the
Never.
thought.
That would never happen.
Blessed be, child.
Here's back. She's like, thank you for all that you've done. And then she runs back into the tent itself, out of sight of you. The brothers go about locking up the cart once again. Like, well, thank you all for helping us. There is little else that we can do at the moment, other than you have my eternal gratitude. But please, if you do need something, do not hesitate. You see his brother kind of give him a look. And then those of you with a passive perception above 13.
Not me.
I'll let you guys figure it out. You do see Luvash give just a slight, like, shaking of his head, no. Then they smile. Like, anything we can do, please. Don't hesitate. I can't guarantee that we can do much. But hopefully, we can help.
Well, we'll definitely keep that in mind. And then Serena's just going to look to the others as to what they want to do next.
Luvash says, "You're more than welcome to stay with us. As we're to celebrate. But sadly, we haven't much more wine. We're down to our last few barrels. If you happen to come across some, we would greatly accept it."
Oh, right. Wait, does Serena know that everyone's wanting to go to the vineyard at some point?
Ah.
I think that's been discussed, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay. I mean, I'm not going to mention that, but that's probably what we're going to do next. Well, we'll definitely keep our eye out for any barrels of wine for you.
Much appreciated. As you can see, we like to enjoy life out here. Hard to do without good drink.
Serena thinks for a second, like, damn, y'all live like this? But doesn't actually say or give that expression.
I think we all know that expression.
I mean, Lyra does. If anybody.
Nice. So are you guys going to continue on your way?
Yes.
So as you guys are heading back up this path, the individual that stopped you and talked, he's standing at the corner of the building, and he once again tries to get your attention.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I see that you've had some dealings with our friends there. It looks to you like everything all right.
They wished to express their gratitude for returning the child.
I see.
Yeah.
As you guys look at this individual a little bit closer, as he stepped out from the shadow of this building, from the eaves, you do notice his pointy ears sticking out from under his hair. You guys get a realization that he's not a human. He's not a Vistani.
Are you
Okay.
perhaps Telquasir?
Sorry, what was that?
Are you perhaps Telquasir?
He looks to you and gives a smile. I'm actually a dusk elf.
Also, for those of you who do not know, Telquasir, or Telkus, is the Elvish word for their own people.
Oh,
Oh.
the more you know.
Do.
My people live here. I believe our leader would like to speak with you. As he gestures down to one of the huts, the southernmost hut. Venture that way, and he'll speak with you. But far be it from me to tell you what you must do.
I mean, like, we're already here, so...
Might as well.
I mean, like, we would be walking all the way up to the vineyard, then walking all the way back here. Or walking all the way up to the... up north a little. Then walking back here.
Mm-hmm.
So while we're in the neighborhood, might as well.
Yeah.
I don't know, which way did you say this was? Unless someone stops her, she's just gonna, like, make her way down there.
We'll just casually follow Serena.
Yeah.
I will also follow.
Wait, is it this one right here?
The southernmost.
Oh, southern. Oh, God, how far down do we have
Yeah.
to go? Oh, there.
Way down.
Okay, I see it now.
Yeah. Sorry.
I can see it now. Sorry, I had...
Yeah.
There was some, like,
It was
raindrops, and I can see clearly now that the rain is gone.
beautiful.
I don't know why I did it like that, but alright.
So as you guys come down here,
Oh, it's even further than I thought it was. Jesus Christ.
standing quietly in front of this house, bathed in the warm light of his lanterns, are three sullen, gray-cloaked figures, their angular features and black flowing hair half hidden under their cowls. When they see you approach, they all kind of look to each other for a moment and give a nod. They step aside. Casimir has been expecting you. Please, enter.
Ooh. Dynamic lighting was a little funky.
I'll let you guys step inside here. You see a dusk elf sitting there, relaxing. In this little hovel, it's a decorated vestibule. And the room is comfortable, with a little fireplace. Wooden statues of elven deities stand in cubby holes along one wall. The tapestry of a forest hangs on the opposite wall. Once I welcomed you in, remain seated. Welcome. I'm Casimir Velikov. Velikov. Welcome to my humble abode. My men tell me that you have some dealings with our Vistani friends. I hope everything was amicable.
We were simply returning someone lost. Nothing more.
Yeah. Got paid quite well in exchange for it.
Wonderful.
It was all friendly.
Quite wonderful. Sadly, people tend to go missing out here fairly often. Sure, you're no strangers to some of the rumors of this land. The dark shadows that overcast all of us. He looks to each of you, trying to gauge you. As this dark shadow over our lands goes. I believe that it is no good for any of us. How do you feel about dark shadows?
They are a natural part of the world.
Makes it hard to see.
Indeed, I've lived with these shadows for most of my life. But you see, recently, I begin to have dreams. I'm sure you're no strangers to dreams. Funny how sometimes they seem sporadic, random. Other times, prophetic.
Now, what kind of dreams are you having? Are they like the kind of spicy kind, or are they just like the spooky kind?
Actually goes the sad kind. My dear sister. She comes to me from beyond this mortal realm. I believe her spirit is trapped. Not unlike we all are here, but different. I believe her spirit yearns to be freed. But the shadow holds her down.
So you also need someone to be. You need someone rescued.
Ah, I wish it were that simple. For my dear sister was chosen.
What does that mean?
This lottery is no prize. See him almost get teary-eyed for a moment, but then he collects himself. There have been many a young woman that have won this lottery. Tales tell that they do not last long. I believe it is too late to save her physically. But spiritually, I believe that's what she yearns for.
what happened to her with this lottery.
The same thing that happens to many a young woman here. He sees them, he wants them, he takes them. But I'm sure it's all amicable. They probably treated quite well while it lasts. He kind of looks eastward. You don't really see anything other than the shelves and tapestry that are along these walls. As I'm sure you've seen the castle and the shadow that it throws. Quite impressive, is it not? Although, I believe the secret to removing this shadow does not lie in the castle itself. Just tell me, do you know of the Amber Temple?
I don't believe I've ever heard of it.
This temple. Great power can be bestowed there. Great power can be removed there. I believe that this is where the shadow fears to go. I fully intend to head that way myself. And I could use some able bodies to help me. That is, if you don't fear the shadow. Or, even worse, believe in the shadow's cause. Claps his hands together.
Oh,
So you're saying you need bodyguards?
Yeah, yes.
oh,
Those
you
I
I
two
ain't no
don't have to
stranger
do
to
all
guard
that.
work.
Traveling companions.
Oh Lord.
You see,
Oh, but
I do
creeped in
have
here.
quite the group of guards myself. They're good. Not all of them can travel with me. But I definitely would welcome some like-minded individuals. Unless, of course, I've read wrong. And he kind of looks to each of you. Of which case, I don't believe some of us would make it through the night.
There's greater safety in numbers.
Indeed, there is. Yes. So, if you would help me get to my destination, I would be much appreciative. And possibly make it worth your while.
Like,
But do not go ahead.
I was just gonna ask, are you like wanting to do this like right at this minute, or can we like go get our wagons? We can, cause like we might have another errand that we need to run. So I'm just trying to judge like what's our priority list right now.
So sooner rather than later would be good. Yes, but I understand I'm throwing a lot upon you. So I could delay momentarily.
Maybe like a day at most.
I believe that could be. I don't believe anything that has been done can be undone today that can't be undone tomorrow. So, if you would like to accompany me, I will begin my journey tomorrow evening. If that is enough time for you to do what you must.
So, ooh, I don't think I would know. I was gonna ask if we knew if we could make it to the vineyard and back in a day, while also getting our horses. I think so.
With the horses, it would probably be doable. Let me pull up the map for all of you to see easily enough. So, once it stops being blurry on my... There we go, that's more better. So, the vineyard is, well, the vineyard itself maybe not, because the vineyard is down in this area.
Okay.
No, I mean, if you rode without distraction, it is possible. Each space being a quarter of a mile, because in D&D we use miles. We use imperial units in D&D. Let's see here.
At least we're using hexagons.
Mm-hmm.
Because hexagons are the bestigons.
I love it. So 2.3 and then 3.6. Going this route, 4.6. 5.6. 0.1. It's definitely doable for you. It's less than 10 miles, which, I mean, I'm no horse expert.
I'm definitely not.
Let's
I'm gonna do some.
So a horse, even at slow travel in D&D, can go 2 miles per hour. Normal travel is 3 miles per hour. Fast is 4 miles per hour.
Oh, so we'll be there.
Oh, I don't even have to Google a horse's top speed. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, I did the same thing, and then the search result pulled up 5e. I'm like, well, of course, that's what we want. Because why reinvent something that somebody else has already put together? Let's see. So, get my thing here, and then Amber.
Also, would that help with having 2 horses? Because I think we technically have 2.
You definitely have 2.
But I don't know if that would help with speed. I don't know how horsepower works.
you guys could ride, double, which would cause your horses to be a little more exhausted. You could try and get a couple more horses, if you guys would like. I mean, there's a number of horses at this very spot right now, if you guys really wanted.
Oh, what I wouldn't give for a flying broom right about now.
So I guess my question now is, do we want to put this at a higher priority? Because we know we can at least go up to town and get our horses come back in that time frame, or do we want to risk it and go to the vineyard? Because I know we've been trying to do that for like a while now.
What's going on at the vineyard?
Sorry, I was coughing.
What's going on at the vineyard? I think.
Basically, I'm just saying this out of character because I can't do the southern accent right now without hacking. Basically, if we do that, or if we clear out what's happening at the vineyard, we can get free rooms at the inn that we're staying at. In
That
Vistani.
does sound nice. Free stuff.
And based on how the innkeeper sounded last time, she sounds like she's getting a little annoyed that we're not doing it. Or at least that was my interpretation.
Or what was that?
So my interpretation of what the innkeeper sounded like last time, she was getting like a little annoyed that we were not taking care of that problem. So I'm like, ooh, let's bump that up a little. Get that closer to being done so she doesn't get mad and start charging us.
That's fair. Here's another thing I found as far as cart or wagon goes for space. Basically, has 16 miles per day. So, with friend and your wagon, you would in theory be able to go.
We only need to be back at the camp to leave with the guy by the end of the next day, right? Because he said tomorrow evening.
Yeah, and in theory, you guys would be able to make it.
Okay.
That area is roughly half the distance that a horse travels in a day with a cart. So, with your 2 horses, you guys should be able to make it. Very little trouble.
So half of us can pile into a cart each.
I mean, we also have our own cart. But it's just back up at the town. Unless you want to split the party. Half of us go to the vineyard, half of us go to the Amber Temple. But that also sounds awful, and I don't want to do that.
If you really want to see me pull myself thin, then you could.
Yeah, that sounds like it would be tricky to handle.
A lot of map changes. But it's up to you guys. Whatever you would like to do.
With regards to the cart, what's the max carrying capacity again? This is out of character, by the way.
A cart increases the animal's carrying capacity by 5 times. we're getting really into in depth in this, and I'm not gonna lie, it is
Right.
kind of fun. Because it's not stuff that I normally look at. Because I usually don't even care about weight when it comes to stuff. But I'm like, this is actually becoming fun.
Because I know
So
most of us were in the cart besides Tyrell, who was in heavy armor.
so a horse's carrying capacity is 480 pounds.
So
So
480 times 5.
so was that 2,400 pounds?
So 480 times 5 is 2,400.
All right, and then the cart itself, they weigh about 400 pounds, according to the stuff I made up in my head. Actually,
So we've
what I'm seeing.
effectively got 2,000 pounds
Yes.
of
So
capacity.
So this would be able to easily haul your party out to the vineyard in the time frame. And then again, the rules state that basically it increases whenever you add more animals. So in theory, with the 2 horses you have, you will just say that you would be able to get them both yoked to this cart, and that would increase it, basically doubling the carrying capacity. So you'd be able to carry about 4,400 pounds. Now.
So we'd be able to make it to the vineyard in time?
You should be able to, yes.
As long as we don't get stopped by some fuckery. Or a lot of fuckery.
And then supposedly, a full barrel of wine would weigh somewhere around 600 pounds.
Oh, well, do we really need to bring the wine with us?
Oh man, somebody went through a lot of math.
Wait, do we have 1 or 2 horses with us?
We have 2.
And I'm just imagining Saoirse's in here doing calculations
Indeed.
in game. Real high int behavior, if you ask me. I believe we could make it with the 2 horses and 1 cart.
It definitely seems like you should be able to.
So do we all
Yeah.
have that agreement then? Does that sound like our plan?
Sounds good to me.
Sounds fine to me.
All right then. I will eagerly await you tomorrow night.
Yeah, it sounds
Till
like.
then, stay safe, my friends.
And you as well.
I intend to. As you guys step out, the guards give you a little nod. They don't really interact with you in any way, though. They just give you a slight nod and keep looking out. So now, would the party like to return to town, or is there anything else you'd like to do here?
I am okay.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I said I'm okay.
Okay, perfect.
Now the real question is, did we bring the horse and cart with us? Or is it back in town?
You know, it's up to you guys. I'll let you decide.
I thought it was established we had 2 horses with us.
I thought you asked if we had 2 horses in general.
Yeah, you've got the 2 horses. Um, the one was definitely stabled. Friend and his cart. You guys have been playing fast and loose with it. I'm fine with that. I said I don't know if you guys were taking it with you, like up to the lake.
Oh, you know
Never.
what? I just remembered. I think we did have them because we were going to up to the lake, then swing down to the vineyard afterwards.
Ah, so yeah, you guys. We'll just go with
Nice.
you guys had them with you to begin with. Makes it even easier for you.
Because I remember us like going through that map to see if it was possible to do that route.
Perfect. So you guys going to just begin your journey then?
I am?
I love that confidence.
Well, I mean, as she's like walking towards the cart, she's just gonna kind of have her hand on her necklaces for a minute after everything.
Okay.
Just that's it. Just for a brief moment, she has her hand there, but then puts it back down.
Okay. Yeah, you feel the slightest of vibrations, perhaps, from the amulet.
Ugh.
And it's gone.
I'm gonna shiver. It's gross.
All right. So, you guys are going to begin your adventure then.
Let's do it. Let's go fuck up some grapes.
I love it. So you hitch up your horses, or you get your wagon ready, and you begin traveling along your path. It's still light out. You guys are in no real danger, no concern. As you guys come up to the bridge, the road comes to an X intersection. Branches to the northeast, northwest, southwest, and southeast. After you guys on this bridge, I guess you say. The lower half of a snapped wooden signpost thrusts upward at an angle near the east elbow of the intersection. The top half of the sign, featuring arms pointed in 4 directions, lies in the weeds nearby. As you guys cross this bridge, you see your friend
Oh shit.
standing there. As he sees you, he comes walking up to your wagon. Doesn't say anything. He just starts walking with you.
Who is this?
I think only technically 2 people know who this is.
Yes. A lot of it has been a lot of people have changed places since
I don't think they know who this person is.
no.
Nope,
a lot
just
of
us.
characters don't.
Or what they even look like.
No. So this character that has walked up to your cart started walking along with you. They are a gaunt figure with harnished damaged armor on. When you get a good look at them, you see that they appear to be a corpse walking along with you.
And who might you be?
I like, as a precaution, I like ready one of my weapons, conjuring one of them, in case if we need to fight. You got any business with us?
As he's walking, he doesn't even look to you. A low, almost guttural voice like, I, a knight of the Order of the Silver Dragon. Your friends and I have business.
There won't be any trouble with there, will there?
Continues walking without looking at you. None from me.
Alright. I like kind of keep my eyes on him.
So, as you guys reach this intersection, which path would you guys like to go? And let's see, I'll reread this to you guys real quick. The road comes to an X intersection with branches to the northwest, northeast, southwest, and southeast. The lower half of a snapped wooden signpost thrusts upward at an angle near the eastern elbow of the intersection. The top half of the sign, featuring arms pointed in 4 directions, lies in the weeds nearby.
Which way do we go from here?
And there's nothing written on the signs? I say from the back of the cart.
There is stuff written on the signs, but with it missing its top half, it's
Okay.
very hard to make out what it says.
Do we just... Alright, hold on, that's not her accent. Do we just, like, flip a coin and see what happens, or... Wait, do we actually have a map of Barovia, or no?
I think we established that you do have kind of a map, like maybe an old, outdated map, but you
Okay.
have a map.
Is there anything on this kind of outdated map that looks similar to our current surroundings?
Yeah, you see this area, and it's got your roads. There's nothing that indicates which path might be better for you on it, but it has your paths. And you do see like this northern path. You see this dotted line. Let's see here. Are any of you proficient with like cartography tools or anything like that?
You know, that's the one
Well-
thing I forgot to pick up.
Not I.
I only have a herbalism kit, so is that where you look at, or
I mean, I'm proficient in nature, which I guess would be helpful in getting the lay of the land. Maybe. But no, not cartography tools.
You can go ahead and do a nature roll then. Yeah, just a straight roll. Well, I guess that doesn't matter. A dirty 20. So, looking at your map, piecing it together, you You look at your map, you look at all the different roads, stuff like that, and you start to get an idea that the terrain to the northwest gets rough fast. It looks to be a little overgrown, the road not so well upkept. The southwest road seems that it's much better upkept. The southeast road, very similar to the northwest road. Seems that it goes on for a little bit before it gets very rough as well.
So we've got the northwest road, the southeast question mark road, and then the third southern road. Mind pinging where the easier road is?
So it is this way. Seems to be the more open path.
Let's do that then.
Mm-hmm.
I think we ought to go for the easier road. Less likely to have troubles with the cart on the way.
Definitely not a bad idea. Okay, so you guys are going to travel down this southernmost road here. So it is still light out. Right. So. Let me see. Well, as you guys are traveling along, you discover a foot trail that cuts through the wilderness, heading up in this direction. Would you guys like to do anything with this? Make a little path here. Note it.
Y'all think we'd have time to check that path out? Does seem like we're on a bit of a deadline to get this vineyard business done.
I'd vote for not getting sidetracked.
But
Sidetrack is what's fun
Gotta
and makes
stay
the
focused on the
adventure.
mission.
but you know what we could do? When we come back, when we drop that man off from the temple, we can come back over here and check it out later.
Sounds like a solid enough plan.
And I was gonna say, if like we weren't on a time crunch, I would 100% go up in those woods and see what the fuck this is all about. But you know, we're just on a tight schedule. Is it possible to make like a little mark on our map to show where that little trail is? She's like, and pink glittery ink, just like, explore here later.
Yeah, you can.
But not actually pink glittery ink because I don't have that. I'm not that fancy.
I don't have that either, but let's see what else I got here.
I mean, there's
Pink glitter gel pen.
Jesus.
You guys see
As your sign.
something like that?
She pulls out the fucking pen that Sherry uses in Clueless. With the
Oh,
little
Jesus.
fuzzy top on the end.
Mhm.
Use a little blood, whatever you need to make it work.
Right.
That is quite the unconventional writing implement. Where did you get that?
Well, I got it in Waterdeep. There's like this little merchant card that sells them. They're not really that great, but they look cute.
Hmm.
They ran out of ink really quickly. And can you believe I spent a gold on this?
Beautiful. So you're going to continue on here. Not going to head down that trail. Gonna drag your whole party here.
I drag the mark too.
I did drag the mark. I had it selected, which... God. You know, that's good enough. I can't easily drag you guys in a conga line since it keeps shifting around. So as the night begins to fall, you guys continue along your path. The woods seem darker and more ominous. The fog's creeping in on you. You hear the sounds of creatures just out of your sight. Every once in a while, you get the feeling that something might be stalking you, hunting you, but it never reveals itself.
Like we're all clued into this?
Yeah, you all just get kind of the feeling that there's something following you, perhaps. But not anything that you've been able to see or catch.
I grab a torch out of my backpack and does anyone got any kind of spell or something that can light this? Would help us see a bit better.
I do. Do you want like a normal flame kind of light or just like an orb kind of light?
I was just looking for some fire to light this torch.
Or, you know, a tinderbox would suffice.
Oh, don't waste all that. I'm just gonna press the digitation, the torch, to cause it to light
Thanks.
up.
And then I hold the torch in one hand, watching the trail, and then conjure a javelin in the other, so I can be ready in case something jumps us.
Beautiful.
Can
But
I
you
roll
like to
survival to determine what might live nearby?
Yeah, go for it.
Another
Damn.
dirty 20,
A dirty 20.
or
All right.
21 if you count the second.
Beautiful. So you see, or you pick up on signs of wolves and other four-legged creatures. You see signs of two-legged entities that have come through in this area. Some of them appear humanoid. Some appear to be very light steps, some appear to be very heavy footfalls. So there's a number of things, ranging from wolves, bears, to humanoids, that you pick up on. As your traveling party does this, the torch that you light, it fights against the encroaching darkness. It feels as though it's not as bright as you're used to seeing torches. It does, however, seem to push back the fog a little bit. The darkness. As the tendrils of fog sneak out between the trees. But you don't hear the footfalls nearly as close anymore. As you come to this little intersection, your traveling compatriot turns and starts heading south before stopping and turning and looking at your party. Some of you, for the first time, get to see the truly gaunt, grotesque face of this entity. As he stops, and I really need to practice trying to say this word. As Argen Avostholt is this way. And he just stands there for a moment looking at you.
Bless you.
Thank you for that. The Order of the Silver Dragon resides there.
All right. So what do you want? What do you want from us?
His unblinking gaze continues to just stare at you for a moment. Oh. There goes. My order resides there. Help against the shadow resides there.
So, do any of y'all know who this guy is?
I mean, I have no idea. What about you? What about you two? Lyra, Baxter?
He looks practically like a corpse.
I know, it's
I've never-
honestly quite terrifying.
What's going on?
Is anybody gonna claim this this poor individual?
I'm okay. To be fair,
She said absolutely fucking not.
I'll claim him.
Never seen this person in my life. He just stands there stoically, looking past all of you, essentially.
Oh, okay then. Well,
He's a man of few words.
do we just like keep going on our way?
This order, does it perhaps offer lodgings?
Oh.
Keep of the Silver Dragons is there. Indeed. There are lodgings.
I know I said we should not get sidetracked earlier, but as you can see, night is upon us, and there be foul beasties lurking in these woods. Making a camp out in the open is foolish at best.
We could sleep in shifts to keep guard, like we did in the I used to do as a soldier.
Hmm.
So I'm no stranger to making camp where safety isn't necessarily a guarantee.
I suppose. Oh, and 4 hours of my rest is equivalent to about 8 of yours. So I can take the first shift.
Well, that's good to know. That's quite useful.
He continues to stare, just unrelenting.
I mean,
This guy's really starting to creep me out a little bit. He's just staring at us.
that's just normal for me, but I mean, do we just want to like really camp out in the middle of the road like this? That's my only concern.
Yeah, I think she might be right. We might be eaten by bears or something. Sorry if you couldn't hear me.
No, we
I
can.
hope you did. Okay.
So like going with them might be the best option because we at least have some form of protection, allegedly. Or we can maybe.
We know how far away this keep of the Silver Court is.
Look at you. And let me see here. Yes. It is roughly 2 miles from this point.
So I guess it's up to, can we afford a 2-hour detour?
And it's getting nighttime, right?
Yes, it's getting dark. He turns and he starts walking. I shall receive my orders.
Well,
Perhaps I will see you there. He starts walking down the road.
Well, worst case scenario, we can always make the horses go like a little, or at least politely ask the horses to go a little bit faster, because I know Larry can talk to horses, and I do not believe in animal cruelty. So we can at least ask them to go a little bit faster, and then just have a little bit of safety for the night. And we can probably afford that, like, a little detour.
In
Yeah,
that
so we
case, then
follow
it
him.
would definitely be the safer option.
So you guys want to follow your friend?
Honestly, I could really care. That's up to the other members.
I'm down for whatever. Serena does not know who the spooky man is, so
It
I
might
want to
be to
follow
our
him.
advantage that we sleep with a roof over our heads.
All right. So you guys.
Yeah, although yeah, we also do need to keep in mind, like, do we actually trust this zombie guy?
For the most part, yes.
Okay. I'll be on my guard though.
Okay. So you guys are going to head down to the keep. So, as you guys start to follow him down this path, you can tell that it's well worn. There's been many that have traveled this path, but it appears to be starting to become overgrown. Get to the right one. Okay.
Perhaps we could urge the horses to make haste.
Lyra, do you want to talk to him? Ask him to go a little bit
Yeah, sure.
faster.
Yeah.
Let me pass. So move fast, bitch. I'm kidding.
Imagine.
As she smacks its ass.
Right. Doesn't even cast speak with animals. Actually, no, I feel like you do, and that's just what you do. Imagine.
When they talk to him. Nice.
Do you have a name for the horse?
So we have friend, and then I always forget
Friend and
What?
elegance.
elegance. So yeah, you've got friend and elegance.
Alright. Wait, is friend from
Elegance
the
friend.
Vistani
Can you
camp?
please move up a little?
What was that?
I basically just said if Elegance and friend can speed up a little. I'll be right back.
Elegance seems very eager. Yes, of course. Of course. Friend seems a little more downtrodden. I could move, if need be. I expect ample reward, though. They pick up the pace a little bit for you. All right. So, oh no,
Oh,
your horse is named Fred.
I also thought it was named Friend.
I thought it was too.
It's Fred.
Oh,
Ours that we took with the cart at the very beginning from the werewolves, that was Fred.
I thought it was
Yeah.
Friend.
Why would I name it Fred?
Why would you name it Fred?
Because
I guess
Fred
Claire
is
and
like
I-
Bob.
we just had that momentary brain fog. We both just thought friend, and we went with it.
Unacceptable.
I mean, friend is
Fair
a
enough.
nice name for a horse.
Right.
So it is Fred the friend. Got it. So you guys travel down this path. It is, as I said, a little bit worn. Getting overgrown. Finally, the forest opens up. And you do see a large building in front of you. Here's what I will do for it. We'll try and see if this will work. I'm going to drag your characters out on the map, and then you guys can actually drag your own characters out to replace them. That way you guys can see where I want you. Do this. Another one of those really big maps.
My God.
Sure is.
Yeah, let me get you guys out here. That way I can. Here, hold on. Before you guys start moving your characters, let me get them out here so that you guys can see where you need to be.
Big map.
Ooh. Why is it so big?
She's
Goodbye, madam.
Blazing.
Okay, I need a shot.
All right, is that everybody's character out there? And then, like I said, if you can't control your character, feel free to drag it back out there, and I'll get rid of the one that you can't. Here's some flavor text for you. High above the river valley juts a quiet promontory, upon which looms a sepulchre. I can't say that word.
Sepulchre?
Sepulchre. Thank you. Mansion. Its turrets capped with fairy tale cones. Towers lined with sculpted battlements. A third of the structure has collapsed, as is part of the roof, but the rest appears intact. A dark octagonal tower rises above the surrounding architecture. Out of the fog comes a distant peal of thunder, quickly accompanied by the howling of wolves in the woods below. For the house stands silent, seeming like the fossilized remains of some long-dead thing smote upon the mountainside. As you guys approach this statue, perched atop a 10-foot wide, 10-foot high cube of granite is a moss-covered statue of a dragon, its wings tucked close to its body. The statue looks east, towards the mansion. Yeah, since I corrected all that stuff on the tokens before. It's not really a glitch. It's the way that Roll20 was designed. Sadly, if you modify a token
Sure.
on the surface on the map, it doesn't carry it back to the ones. So I really should just one of these days get all of this stuff corrected on here.
I'm going to knock. It seems a bit rude to come in unannounced after all.
Oh, you are just up there. All right.
Wait, you were saying something about the statue? What about the statue?
Yes,
It looks like parts of this place have seen a siege. This tower here is in ruins.
So here's the thing. Perched atop a 10-foot wide, 10-foot high cube of granite is a moss-covered statue of a dragon. Its wings tucked closely to its body. The statue looks eastward towards the mansion.
Okay.
Trying to edit these real quick in the thing so I don't. Hopefully, don't have to do it again. But you know how that goes.
I think I'm just gonna like look at the statue for a second. Maybe try to move some moss around if I can.
So, as
And
you
I just kill everybody on accident. Sorry. TPK.
so as you come up to the statue, You notice that it appears to be a statue of a silver dragon of noble bearing. Its spiny frill is cracked and broken in many places. 10 foot tall, but it looks much more imposing perched on its granite block.
And we investigate it.
Oh, you can investigate it, yeah. Give me an investigation roll.
Ooh.
Ugh.
I got a 16.
Yeah, 16.
There's not even an 11 on my dice.
So, as you guys are scrutinizing the statue, you see many places around the statue where people might have knelt, things like that. Looks like maybe paying homage to it, perhaps offering prayers up to it, things like that. The granite itself seems to be worn rather well on the cube that it stands on, as if many hands have been placed against it, perhaps in silent prayer. But there doesn't seem to be anything terribly unusual about this statue to you.
All right.
No jewel encrusted eyes, huh?
No, those have long since been taken out. By the previous party that was here last night, actually.
Oh, damn it.
Would mending restore some of the cracks in this thing?
You could restore some of the cracks. I mean, it is a large statue, so you wouldn't be able to repair all of it quickly, but over time you would be able to repair it to its former glory.
I mean, mending is a cantrip, so no harm, no foul.
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, so you manage over some time to restore it to what you assume its previous glory looked like. I mean, for the most part. Like I say, if you want to spend a good while, you can. Your traveling partner, gaunt fellow, sees you doing this, walks up. I thank you.
Just a bit of cleaning.
You see him. Actually, it's the first time you notice him really seeming to look directly at anything. He looks at the statue for a moment and turns and begins to walk towards the door here. So, the flagstone steps, flanked by stone railings, climb to a landing in front of a pair of tall wooden doors with rusted iron bands and knockers shaped like small dragons. Carved in the lintel above the entrance is the word Argen Vestholt. And I couldn't say, I said that word almost okay the first time, I think, but not this time.
Is it possible that I may know anything of this place from my time as being a soldier? If I may have heard of this keep or the whatever clan this was,
If you
clan
want
or
to give,
kingdom this was for.
yeah, if you want to give me a history roll, we can see
All right.
what you might know.
7.
You've heard of the order, but really not too much that you would rely on. You've heard of the Order of the Silver Dragon. They are an order that stands against evil in all its forms. That's really about all that you know of them. So you guys are heading up the steps. Any of you actually going up to touch the doors or anything like that?
Sirsa said she was knocking on it. They were knocking on it.
So, as you guys walk up to these doors, you hear a sound behind you. The dragon statue.
Trapdoor.
Shit.
Sounds like stone on stone as its mouth opens up. Suddenly, all of you are hit by a burst of cold air.
Campaign over, everybody.
The air, it's cold, but not painful. And
Okay.
it stops, and the mouth closes once again.
I think we're gonna go find out a gargoyle. You said a dragon, right?
Yes, the dragon statue.
Hmm.
Yeah, the one that you guys were at.
Oh,
Open.
never mind. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. A cone of harmless cold air was blown on all of you. You found Borovia's version of a hand dryer.
Just wanted to brush all the dirt and dust off of us.
Yeah.
Well, now that was just rude. Now I'm just all cold. Ugh, God. Serena just looks
warm and moist.
Serena just looks visibly upset now.
Her hair's all blown out of place and not neat anymore.
Yep. One corner of her eyelash is just like unglued now.
Right. So take 1d4 psychic damage then.
You know what? Don't tempt me. It was only one.
Oh.
I'm gonna do it because that's funny.
No. Oh.
Dear me, you don't seem terribly suited to the outdoors.
I mean, like, I can, but, you know, when a rude dragon decides to blow cold air on you and ruins one of your eyelashes, I tend not to have, like, a good time.
Oh. Where do you get those fake eyelashes?
Yeah, you don't want to know.
I think you need heavier duty glue.
Nice.
Well, I didn't think I was going to get blown in the face by cold air from a statue of a dragon.
Phrasing? No, wait, no.
I'm not going to super glue my eyelashes on.
I'm gonna say note to self: switch out Serena's eyelash glue with Barovia's version of Gorilla Glue.
Jesus, no.
Run, Fred, run.
Or
make
you
glue.
could,
Oh, God.
and hear me out, embrace a more natural look.
Honey, there ain't nothing natural about that one.
What do you mean?
Just had to be said.
You know, my dad's always told me not to hit lower when someone tries to come for you, and I'm just not going to say anything about you, Baxter. I could just say some really nasty things about you right now, but I'm just going to go ahead and knock on this door.
Careful, it might blast you again.
just gonna go over here, kind of like hide around the corner, like hide around the wall, and just like reach your hand around and knock.
As you knock, the door itself slightly opens, kind of ajar, but there's no response otherwise.
So we can just open it now.
It is open.
Boop.
I locked it earlier just so you guys didn't come and open it up before I got to read the stuff.
Now, I was quite interested by all this debris on
Hold
this
on.
side. Okay.
Yeah, hold on. Yeah, before you guys start running through everything. So the debris, like down here, or just the the turret itself down here that is tore up.
Yeah, I saw the turret that was like in ruins, and I was like, "Did this place get besieged, or is it just in disrepair?"
To investigate, I guess, and find out, and I'll have to find out as well.
All right.
As you guys enter this area, here to see. All right, so you guys enter this area. Let me give you a little flavor text. This room feels like a king's tomb. A grand staircase leads up to stone balconies held aloft by stone pillars and arches. A tall faded tapestry depicting a nobleman in silver armor hangs from an iron rod above the staircase landing. 6 sets of double doors lead from this foyer. Along the walls, displayed on marble pedestals, are 3 alabaster busts of handsome men. A 4th bust and its pedestal have been knocked over, and their shattered remains lie strewn across the mosaic floor. 2 chandeliers of wrought iron hang from the ceiling like monstrous black spiders.
Baxter, what was that sleight of hand for?
Right.
Nothing. Oh my god, I can't breathe.
Easy, guys. You're all turning against each other. What the heck?
I thought we're all supposed to work as a team.
Okay. So, other than the busts and the tapestries, there's not a whole lot in this room itself.
What happened with their skeleton friend? It's not my friend. I don't know this man. I don't know this individual.
He seems to be completely oblivious as to what has happened to this home. He has walked in. Which space he would be heading towards. He has essentially walked through here and disappeared.
Okay. I gotta go. You cannot take my entire. Listen, you would have to take 2 disguise kits off of me to get that, and those are big.
I'm taking. Okay, well, I'm taking one. I'm taking your makeup bag. You can keep your disguise kits.
No, they're the same thing though. Because like the disguise kit, the makeup bag's in the disguise kit.
So you have 2 disguise kits?
I do have 2 disguise kits actually.
I haven't even noticed that. Oh,
I'm gonna
beautiful.
use like the butt of my staff to whack Baxter upside the head. Not in like a hurty way, but more like a hey, behave way.
Beautiful.
Hold on, can I roll a perception to see if I see this? Or would it just go against my passive?
Yeah, I don't think that it'll be too hard for you to notice.
Yeah.
It's against your passive.
Okay, yeah, I would not have noticed. I'm too distracted by that skeleton.
Then yeah. Okay, so Baxter has been smacked. This guy's kid has been stolen. It's a great time for the party.
I suggest we turn in for the night. In-game and IRL, because it is currently 11:49, almost
is.
11:50.
Yeah, it's getting kind of late.
So yeah, this might be a good place to pick it up next time.
So we can just
Alright.
say we make a makeshift camp and turn in for a long rest.
Sounds good. And we can resolve any issues that might occur during this long rest next time.
Yep.
So yeah, anything we want to like do during the long rest, we can. Or if
Yeah.
anything happens,
Yeah, if you guys want to,
you never know.
if there's anything you want to do during this long rest, you can. We can
I
either
had
talk
something
about
in
it
mind, but yeah, we can do it later. Next
in
session.
the channel, or we can take care of it next time. Yeah.
Got my invisibility spell back.
All right.
Did
Well
you
then.
go invisible?
No, I used it to make what's his name invisible.
Oh, that was all in one. Jesus.
That was last session. Yeah, we hadn't taken a long rest after that.
God damn.
You guys have been pushing along.
Forgot what his name was.
I don't
wow.
know. I forgot what his name was too. I have it written down somewhere.
Rictavio, something like that.
Yeah. Avio. All right. Well then, as I said, you guys will be taking your long rest, and that's where we're going to call it for the night.
Alright.
Yippee!
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody, for playing.
Thank you for hosting.
Not a
Oh.
problem. It took me a few minutes to get my my bearings on me. It's been a long day. So thank you guys. This was fun to unwind.
Yep. That's right.
Always glad to play with y'all and also get
Yeah,
into
that's fun.
shenanigans.
The D&D shenanigans, the shenanigans that always occur in D&D, no matter what you do.
Right.
So beautiful. Thank you guys. We will convene in 2 weeks. Will be our goal. Assuming that's not something super random. I'm gonna peddle some extra life stuff. I know in 2 weeks I will actually be playing D&D as a character during the day
Oh
on
shit.
Aimi Aikari's stream. If you guys would like to help us support the Extra Life charity by watching,
Yes, post the link in the Discord, please.
I definitely will. I don't
Yeah,
know
I'll
if I'll
check
be.
that out.
I don't know if I'll be streaming or not, but yeah, Aimi does a series of one shots. She started DMing last year, I believe it was. She and I have played in quite a few games together, and she has a blast. And it's usually a lot of chaos because she has a donation chart that a lot of her friends will throw a lot of chaos on us with. There's usually a lot of drawing of the deck of many things.
Oh god.
Yeah,
Sounds fun.
which I need to find out because the character I'm playing last time had to draw 2 cards and lost all of his magic items and all of his non-magic items.
Oh.
It was. Thankfully, I was playing a monk, so I was at least able to still somewhat survive. But no, like I said, it's a great time. So thank you guys for even entertaining the idea of coming and seeing us. Other than that, I'll let you guys close it out.
Good night.
Night.
Good night.
Night, everybody.
General.